Happy Wednesday afternoon. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Kim Castro, and here's an extended look at a very special weather forecast. Our winter storm in Houston, we are still tracking it, and I'm using visible satellite imagery to see something unique today. Usually I use it to see cloud cover, but today I use it to track the snow that is sticking to the ground. Richmond area has a nice bright spot, so some snowpack holding on regardless of the sunshine being out. Same thing for Sugar Land. You'll notice a little bit more dull around the loop in the Beltway. A lot of that snow is starting to melt away. Some snow in Mont Belvieu to Baytown. That's where we had some higher snow accumulation. And some other bright spots from Alvin down to the Brazoria coastline. Notice Louisiana got an incredible amount of snow. So did the Florida Panhandle. Record-breaking snow there. A couple spots got close to 10 inches. That is just astounding. Now notice how I can differentiate this as snow cover and this as cloud cover. How am I able to do that? Well, check this out. The cloud cover moves. That's right. Here's a 3-hour loop, and you'll notice the cloud cover moves, but this bright white spot stays static, and that is because it's snow. Notice that the clouds that are offshore are lining up as streaks. That's what we like to call cloud streets, like the streets that you drive on. And this happens when there's colder air aloft, and then it sinks, and then as the warm air rises, it creates a clearing, and then the cold air sinks, creates this kind of upward motion where the water vapor condenses. That's where the clouds form. And then where the dense air sinks, it creates these holes. So that's something that is interesting to see from the cold air that pushed through here, now going over the relatively warmer Gulf waters. Snowfall reports. Find your neighborhood. If you live in Kima, you got 2.5 inches of snowfall. These are official totals from the National Weather Service. Baytown got the highest amount of snowfall for the area, 5.5 inches. West U, 4 inches. That's significant. So did Richmond, Mont Belvieu at 4 inches. Galena Park, 3 inches just about, same as Santa Fe. And then Hobby Airport wound up with 3 inches too. Notice Bush only officially got 1 inch and 2/10. So no big records broken there, but still a significant amount of snowfall. We haven't seen this kind of snow since 1973. Here's a live look outside Galveston. Ooh, looking beautiful. You'll notice still tracking a little bit of patchy snow on the sand, but a lot of that now melted away. The grass now completely visible. A couple little patches left over, but the sun has definitely worked out a lot of the snow. Highway is still a big concern though, so if you can't avoid travel for the next few hours, I would advise you to do so. It's just going to be a few more hours because notice a lot of even the bridges and overpasses starting to see some significant melting with those temperatures. Here's Miller Outdoor Theater, where we saw a bunch of sledders yesterday. I think there's still a couple of them trying to sled with the last little bit of snow that there is. There's one right there, but it's just little patches at this point. 39 degrees. We are up by 9 from this exact same time yesterday. Our morning temperatures were frigid. We dropped down into the teens, 18 for Sugar Land, for Tomball 19, Hobby Airport made it down to 18, 20 degrees College Station, Brenham and Bush Airport. And it was breezy this morning, which is why some of those wind chills felt like the single digits. Current winds for this afternoon, they're just going to be at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Some spots already seeing calm wind like Baytown, so it's not going to be a huge chill for us moving forward. Now, this afternoon's high temperature makes it up to 45 degrees. So yes, we're going to see continued melting, but it doesn't mean that we don't have any hazards out there for today. We do. Keep in mind, there was significant snow, and it's going to take a little bit more time for the icy patches to melt away and for the slush zones to start to evaporate too. So be extremely cautious when you step outside your home on those ledges that might have a thin layer of ice as you're walking on the sidewalks, trying to capture the last few sights of this beautiful winter wonderland that is Houston. You have a slip hazard, and I'm saying that seriously because I slipped and I was being extremely careful, and we just have to check in on our neighbors, maybe the elderly too that might not be able to maneuver as easily. Just check up on them. Also layer up. Yeah, it's still pretty cold outside. Not as cold as yesterday, but definitely not something that we're used to. In fact, average highs for this time of year should be around 64 degrees. So we're still tracking the 30s. That's pretty chilly. And limit travel, especially on bridges, overpasses, interchanges. Those are some of the spots that will still have that light ice coating. Not to mention, because our overnight temperatures are still going to be freezing, again, tomorrow morning, I'm going to advise that you limit travel. So Almeida dips down to 31 degrees, Montrose right around that freezing marker, so it dips down to 33 for Edo. The Heights gets down to 32. Same thing for downtown, freezing. Just below freezing for Aldine and well below freezing for Tomball and Cypress in the upper 20s. I think Katy only gets down to 29 degrees, and Bush Intercontinental Airport also just the 20s. Now, tomorrow's high temperatures, even warmer than today, will be in the low 50s at this point. Under clear sunny skies, 51 in the Heights, 51 for Memorial, Hunters Creek also at 51, Jersey Village. Everybody's going to be at least in the low 50s tomorrow, even Galveston 50 degrees. And so if you're wondering when am I officially out of the woods, it's going to be tomorrow afternoon. That's when I think this winter experience of sorts is going to exit the picture. So today is still a weather impact alert day because of the icy roads. Remember, tomorrow morning, keep that in mind too. Refreezing is going to be a hazard. So if you can delay your commute to work until after lunchtime, that is when I think the roads are finally going to start to be better area-wide. Notice temperatures continue on an upward trajectory through the weekend, and the weekend is when we're going to need to start carrying our umbrellas again. We're tracking some scattered showers, just low chance on Saturday, so I don't think you need to cancel any outdoor plans. But for Sunday, that's when you might want to take it inside, as I'm uptaking that rain chance to 40%.